I'm David Clarke, now living in Fareham, Hampshire in the UK, and have 6 children. Raised in Fareham, Shropshire, Luton, Aylesbury and Stubbington. I taught electronics for over 20 years in colleges of further and higher education. I had a brother Michael who was 2.5 years older than me, who died in prison in the Philippines, having served 10 years of a 16-year sentence. 4 of my children were educated at Henry Court Secondary School in Fareham, 3 of which went on to higher education: Isaac to Arden School of Arts, Esther to Brighton University, and David to High Wycombe College, learning textile and design. Eleanor has worked for several years in Dubai, involved in professional recruitment. Rebecca is currently a student at Cardiff University studying radiography, and Macy, who's just 11 years old, is a pupil at Ranville's Junior School and has a place at Fareham Academy this coming year. My earlier life had been rather different. My brother and I were born in Oldham, Lancashire, and we moved to Watford when I was 6 years old. I learnt some things about God and Jesus Christ from the Sunday school, but had no idea of what the gospel was. It wasn't long before we got into trouble with the police, and I continued wrongdoing by stealing the things that I wanted. Michael too got into serious trouble and was sent to a detention centre on 2 occasions, and then onto Borstal training at Rochester. During this time, I was a member of a rock band in Aylesbury, playing rhythm guitar, having no concern for God nor interest at all. On my brother's release, we were both arrested and sent to prison for malicious wounding and carrying a firearm without a licence. He went on to Maidstone prison for 2 years, where he escaped, only to return after a year, having been on the run from prison. And I went on to Dover Borstal. On my release from Dover Borstal, I had a 3-year career of undetected crime, involved in stealing all kinds of things, until I had a bad experience on LSD when I experienced the horrors. It was then that I called out to God for help, asking Jesus to please help me. I turned my life around that night on the 16th of January 1970 and am back on crime. I learned to read, as I was virtually illiterate, as I wanted to learn about the things of God and who Jesus was. I read the Bible and a range of classical Christian literature, and soon realised the doctrines of grace and the truths brought to us through the Great Reformation in England were the truths of the Bible. After 1 year, I was able to confess to the police to 24 crimes that I had committed since leaving Dover Borstal in 1968, and was fortunate not to receive a prison sentence. I then went on to technical and higher education and graduated with a Cert Ed awarded by Birmingham University in 1977, and took my first teaching post, teaching electronics at Luton College of Higher Education in 1978. I was received as a member of the Beaton Stricton Particular Baptist Church in 1976. I was called by the Lord and sent by the church to preach in 1982, and I remain the sole remaining member of the church, as all the former members have died. I live to tell the story of my conversion from crime to Christ, and maintain the sufficiency of Scripture alone to learn the way of salvation, that the doctrines of grace are those truths taught in the Bible, and I'm persuaded that the preteristic approach to eschatology is what Jesus and the apostles taught. I tell my story in my book Converted on LSD Trip and Beaton Stricton Particular Baptist, and my brother's story is told in Trojan Warriors. I am available to speak and share our story at home and abroad, so don't hesitate to contact me. Our books are available on Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk. Please visit our website and click subscribe if you appreciate this video.